Welcome to yet another interesting package of the program. CSR Digest is a program put together by Total Exploration and Production Nigeria Limited to appraise some of its corporate social responsibility to host and neighboring communities. Join me at Opobo, headquarters of Opobo Nkoro local government area, where the company took its mass-free health program for the overall health benefit of the communities. Mr. Lecoq identified good health as one of the most important assets in a man's life and expressed the company's preparedness to make health services affordable to the people. He lauded the facilitators of the program for their commitment at ensuring effective service delivery and urged the people to take advantage of the program to better their lot. Represented by the Community Affairs Manager Offshore and Port Harcourt, Okechukwu Obara, Mr. Lecoq expressed optimism that at the end of the program, infant and maternal mortality will be reduced drastically to the overall benefit of the communities.
It therefore has become a culture for us to continue to champion health-related issues through various programs that we have been involved in, such as our widely accepted Healthy Living Awareness Campaign, our Safe Motherhood Program, HIV awareness programs, rollback malaria, as well as capacity building for the staff of our primary healthcare centers, to mention but a few.
Facilitator of the program and leader of F-Duos Integrated Healthcare Services Limited, Dr. Daniel Oyetulem, commended Total EMP for supporting the life-saving program and disclosed that in 3 days, 85 pediatric cases, 112 ophthalmological cases, and 4 antenatal cases have been attended to. He appealed to the company to assist the medical personnel on the mission to follow up the cases to logical conclusion.
We had 36 male pediatric cases and 49 female pediatric cases. And for the adult patients, we've had 94 males and then 248 female, with a total of 112 going for ophthalmological consultations.
Beneficiaries interviewed thanked Total EMP Nigeria Limited for the gesture and appealed to other multinationals to emulate.
I thank them, God will bless them. God bless the finger. That man will help me. For that place. I thank God.
So for me to have this, and I'm actually going home with it, I really want to appreciate Total for this wonderful gesture for the people of Opobo Nkoro. And I want to pray that they continue with this.
What you have brought in here has direct bearing on our health and is very, very crucial and important.
There were goodwill messages by representative of Amainabo of Opobo, Prince Will Dapa, Warisenabo Francis Allison, and Dr. Adolphus Jaja. The medical outreach continues. Welcome to the discussion segment of CSR Digest. As earlier mentioned, CSR Digest is a program put together by Total EMP to x-ray some of its corporate social responsibility programs and projects to host and neighboring communities. Today we are looking at the mass free health care program that was held in Opobo Nkoro communities. And of course you know, we all visited the community and we discovered that over 2,000 beneficiaries enjoyed the free medical put together by Total EMP. And today I have a son of the soil, a son from Opobo Kingdom, who is here, who witnessed everything that happened within the 1 week or 2 week program that's held in Opobo Nkoro. Isoboe Brown is a well-known name and a son of Opobo Nkoro local government area, and one of the beneficiaries of several corporate social responsibility programs of Total EMP. Isoboe Brown is here to x-ray some of these issues and look at the benefits that Opobo Nkoro people have benefited so far from the free medical program. Isoboe Brown, you are welcome to CSR Digest.
Thank you.
Right, so Who is Isobo Brown and how is he related to Opobo Kingdom?
Isobo Brown Ebenezer from Kalomuso House, Kalomuso section of Opobo Kingdom. His father is a well-known face in Opobo Kingdom, and his mother is from Boni local government area of River State. He is a true Ijo son that understands his community and understands where he hails from.
All right. You hail from a Bani kingdom, and from what I'm looking at, you were seeing or you witnessed the corporate social responsibility of Total EMP to your communities, and a lot of people benefited from that mass free health program. How do you look at that? How do you look at that program as part of Total's corporate responsibility program to your place? How do you look at that?
First, I want to commend Total for that gesture. It's not an easy task to have a multinational that relates with the people and comes from time to time to carry out their corporate social responsibilities and basically focusing on the health sector. It's been said that health is wealth, and I think Total also understand that by virtue of the weather and where we are coming from at this point in time, it's significant that this project should be done for our elderly ones, for our aged parents that are back home, both in Opobo and in Koro. I think I must give them kudos. I witnessed few days, and from my own perspective, I'm going to give them 90% of success rate.
Okay. What were the challenges of that program within this period that they were there? What do you witness as a challenge?
Challenges, yes, of course. If you are doing an event, even well planned, you must have challenges. But from my own point, I think there is need for stakeholders to be involved in planning, to enable us get enough publicity, to enable us take certain decisions concerning programs like this. First, the information did not go round the way it's supposed to go. The publicity was poor. That's number one. And when you're doing something and you're not able to manage your publicity very well, it turns out that you cannot manage the process effectively. So from my own perspective, the publicity was poor. Up until when we are coming back from on Thursday last week, some persons were still calling to find out has it commenced or not, which basically boils down to the fact that there was no publicity to a particular point because people are not involved in the decision-making process, the dates and the time and the venue.
Okay. Just 2 days, over 450 persons were attended to. How do you look at that?
That's what I'm saying. These 450 persons might be people basically that are residents in Opobo town and in Koro area. Okay. Now, by the grace of God, we have road network. From Koro to Opobo plus or minus on the bike, it can take you like maybe 20 or 15 minutes. But we also have these our own smaller communities. We have Epelema, we have Minima, we have Queenstown, we have Kalibiama. And some of these places I'm trying to mention now, you go to that place by road, by boat, sorry. So how do you now get these persons by boat, these elderly persons from that community to Opobo main town, to the headquarters? Okay. So that's the challenge I'm talking about. Okay. In terms of logistics, that did not come into the picture. So if we're able to witness 450 persons within 2 days, I think these are the persons that are basically residents.
Okay,
yes, they can just walk down to the place and go back. But our own concern is these other persons that are parts of the local government area, but they are in various communities that makes up this local government area. Okay. I'm not sure there are logistics that have been taken care of for them.
Okay. Well, so that will be blamed on the maybe planning committee.
Thank you.
All right. So in all, we discovered that the facilitator that day, at least we interviewed him, he said they had pediatric cases, surgery, and the rest of them. With all this, are you satisfied with what Total has done. What is the success story that they can tell?
I think, in fact, one of my uncles has to show me glasses, a pair of glasses that was given to him because of his eyes, which is a kind of a testimony. They've been saying that it's a good thing. We're also appreciating them, like I said earlier. But like Oliver Twist, we will ask for more. We will ask that let it not be that this one is done in May and we will not see any health thing again. Because the challenges health-wise will come once in a while. The success rate, like I said, is there for us to see. But for me, let it be a continuous thing. Let it be a continuous project. You've done it now, yes, and we said thank you. Are we going to see you again to check some of these cases
that are pending?
That you don't have the facilities at that point, or you make referrals. Do you have what it takes again to come back and ask questions? That thing I checked previously. How far? How has it done? Because I'm sure I'm not going to see Total in Opo again for this health thing, maybe till next 2 years.
Why are you pessimistic? No, you shouldn't be pessimistic, because one of the resident doctor, or the doctor in charge of the primary health care in Opo, Dr. I just forgot his name now, maybe. Now, that man, he actually asked for a follow-up. He said there were 5 doctors in charge of these free medicals, and that the company should look into the issue of follow-ups, and that they should empower those 5 doctors, including himself, to follow up these cases to logical conclusion. What other thing do you think Total may have done in your locality that requires applause, apart from healthcare delivery?
That's where my own challenge, my personal challenge comes in.
Yes.
When you're doing something and people are involved in what you're doing, they tend to give you kudos because they've seen and because they are part of the process. And when you're doing something and the thing is being hidden in secrecy, nobody knows what's going on. Basically, we've heard of scholarships, masters that's on human capacity development. We had on masters, undergraduates. We've heard of skill acquisition training with kind of empowerment. We've heard about all this. And from my personal notes, like I said, these are where the challenges come in. Because I can't sit down here authoritatively to say Total has given 90 students scholarship, because the figures are not there. But they are doing it. So which we cannot blame the company itself. But to a point, I should also lay the blame to them. Because there should be what is called an oversight, is it function or something that is unobtainable in the democratic world we have. That if you're giving out a tax, go and do the tax. Like I said, that's the major challenge I'm having.
Okay, fine.
Because if we say we have, yes, there's an implementation committee or something that liaises with the company. And to us, it's a known story that communication is incomplete if there's no feedback.
Yes.
Now, you give that implementation committee a task to do. I think it's ideal that such committee should refer back to people.
Okay, a kind of accountability.
Yes, to say they are in. I think that we attended. Total also did one particular thing.
Yes.
A program they organized last year June, and I attended that program. Yes. And they talked about stakeholders' involvement,
engagement. Yes.
Seriously, and some of these implementation committee members were there.
Okay.
And the Total also looked at the issue of no longer sustainable development goals. Let's look at community development goals.
Exactly.
So what Total is trying to do is, if you're having issues in your community, let those issues be community based. As you're coming to tell us that the community needs a town hall, it's assumed that that town hall is being discussed at your stakeholders level. So that if Total ends up building the town hall, the community will be part of it.
It will be in the interest of
the community. Nobody will go to say, I don't know what's going on, we cannot duplicate projects. Because what the government might be, that's why even at the stakeholders level, the government also have a representative.
Yes.
So that the government might decide to build a particular thing, and Total wants to build a particular thing. But because the government is involved, because other NGOs, stakeholders are involved, they will sit down and look at it. But I want to say it here, that there is no feedback mechanism. The people representing us from our own communities, I stand to be corrected.
Yeah.
They have not come back to reach the stakeholders to say these are the things we are doing. And this is the reason why I also tell you here that we cannot say that these are the number of students, undergraduates,
who are benefiting.
graduates that are benefited from Total.
Okay.
Do we have human capacity program to benefit from? Yes. How many persons have benefited?
Okay.
Do we have?
That's the question.
That's the question. Do we have skills acquisition training? Yes. Total gives to us. How many persons have benefited?
Question mark.
How many persons will benefit?
Okay.
So when this kind of things, you don't see them, it brings a whole lot of confusion.
Okay.
Then you'll ask yourself, are you sure Total they are living up to expectation?
Okay. All right. So in that regard, you are just trying to make sure that Total sets up a feedback mechanism and they checkmate the feedback mechanism
Very
to
well.
ensure that those who are responsible should live up to their responsibility.
Very well.
Okay, fine. So, will you promise Total right now that if you go back to your community, you look at the implementation committee, engage them, and see how they can come back to the community in an accountability forum? Are you promising that?
Yes, yeah, I think that in fact that it's on the pipeline. You know, whole kingdom, Opobo and Nkoro communities, there remains one of the most peaceful as far as the country is concerned. But sometimes the people will be quiet for some time and they will go volatile. They said Borno is being referred to as the home of hospitality, but when it turned out to something else, everybody was, even till now, we are still scared. So anything that will make the youths of Opobo and Nkoro communities come out to shut down Total, to do this, to that, we are not part of it. And that's the kind of youths I do represent. The youths that are focused, youths that will sit down with you to dialogue. But my assurance to Total is we will engage the people. The point is we don't even know the persons that are acting as members of this implementation committee.
Why?
That is the problem. So that's I'm telling you that everything is hiding in secrecy. Is it that some persons that are there, they are there for their lifetime? Is it a tenure thing? Who appoints who? How are they coming out? These are the things that are hidden in secrecy. We don't know.
Okay. With this, I believe that Opobo and Nkoro is not that big that you shouldn't know a member of an implementation committee representing your community. I don't think it's that difficult. Why can't you use the mechanism in the local government or the women leader?
Yes, you say like you say woman leader, yes. You say the mechanism in the local government area. I think,
or the CDC.
If we don't have CDC in Opobo, we have our traditional rulers, the wonderful people that we are always proud of at every point in time because their level of intelligence and what they give to us as a kingdom. They've been able to keep us together as one. So take a kind of a flashback, you know the way we are peaceful. 23 years without a king and we stayed peacefully without killing anybody. Back to the question. The point I'm trying to make is, if today I get an invitation or someone gets it without me, it cannot be Sowe Brown to say the implementation committee for Total wants to meet with stakeholders in Opobo and Nkoro to discuss issues. When we go there, we are members of the implementation committee.
Okay.
From number 1 to number 5. With that introduction, we have known our people. I cannot just see someone along the road say, you're a member of the implementation committee, what is going on?
Okay.
The answer he's going to give to me, I will not be comfortable with that. So if there is a formal discussion, if there's a formal meeting, this who comes out to say, we are members of the Total Implementation Committee for Opobo and Nkoro communities.
Okay.
What do you want the community to benefit from? And that's where one other thing comes in. Okay. Community needs assessment.
Okay.
We talked about it during that.
Needs assessment is key.
Yes, we talked about
every meaningful development
we talked about it in the last Total seminar.
Okay.
Community needs assessment.
Exactly.
In that kind of thing, I will not be surprised if I come today in Opobo or Nkoro. I see a hospital built because I was part of it.
Okay.
So that needs assessment thing. That's where you need to engage the stakeholders. The implementation committee needs to do that job. You get the feedback. because the needs vary with communities.
Okay.
What is good for community, even as Opopo and Nkoro we are together, what we need now is not what Nkoro community will need now.
Okay.
So there is need to sample opinion.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's okay. What that means in conclusion is that you will need Total EMP to push their implementation committee for Opobo Nkoro
Communities, yes.
communities to ensure that they engage with the people to know their needs.
Yes.
And then for them to also be known.
Yes.
Okay, fine. That's a good one. So in that case, what other advice do you have for Total and the community?
For my community, Opobo and for Nkoro communities, we've always been patient.
Okay.
And my advice today is for us to, I think we are getting better. I think with Total, we are getting better as a people. But Total also need to step up, because this whole thing is about partnership. We've seen Total as partners in progress. They are coming out for development, because certain things they did for this health week. Some of our elders, if they ask us to give it to them, we can't. But they've done it. So I will urge us to be patient, to engage meaningfully, non-violently, so that certain results that we so desire we will achieve. For Total, my advice again is, yes, health-wise they are doing capital, the human capital development, we are hearing training, skills training, we are hearing. Now, we need to encourage our people. You are aware that I went to school in Omok. As an undergraduate during my NCE days, Total organizes football competition in Omok. And I was part of it. And it brought the entire Egiland and Obaland together. I'm not from Omok. I'm not from Egiland. But I participated. They gave me Total JC. My suggestion to Total is, you've done health, you've done this, you've done this and that. Please look into the sports sector. Look into the sports sector. We have talents that are there. We have talents of young ones that are coming to see how, if there's anything today that brings the people together, it's soccer, it's football.
Yeah.
Total can sponsor a football tournament every year, and it is not going to take anything from their budgets. I'm being optimistic now.
All right, okay. All right, thank you so much, Isoboye Brown, for coming into CSR Digest.
Thank you.
Also put your suggestion. I believe this is a feedback mechanism, one of the feedback mechanisms from, of Total EMP. You have made your suggestions. You've also appreciated all what they've been doing, and then you've given them, you've appealed for more, even though your name is not Oliver. But there should be a twist on it. Okay. All right, so this is the much we can take on this episode of CSR Digest. CSR Digest will come to you next week, God willing, with another bumper package. Until then, thank you so much and bye.